Hello everyone, myself Professor Dr. Rajeshri J. Zavle, Assistant Professor, Ismail Saheb Mullah Law College Satara. Today I am going to talk about jurisprudence. You all know the definition of jurisprudence. Juris means law or legal and prudence means knowledge or skill. So jurisprudence is nothing but the knowledge of law or skill of law. To get this knowledge or skill, we need to understand and apply the purpose and the importance of jurisprudence. What is law? How law came into existence? What is jurisprudence? Jurisprudence is the philosophical interpretation of the nature and purpose of law. We all know that there are many jurists who have propounded the definition of jurisprudence. Salmond is there, Roscoe Pound is there, C.K. Allen is there, M.J. Setna. They all are defining the concept of law. It is your idea or belief about what the purpose of the law should be. Philosophy is often divided into two main streams or schools of thoughts. One natural law and second is positive law. My dear students, we need to understand that under jurisprudence there are natural law and positive law. Positive law, which is a man-made law. Positive law theorists are there, and natural law propounder like Aristotle is there. Then the Rawls is there. So they are all are talking about how the nature of law is. What is law? In Article 13, Clause 3, Subclause A, we know that law is nothing but the rules, regulations, bylaws, custom, notification, and etc. In jurisprudence, law is nothing but it's a science. Jurisprudence is the science of law. Jurisprudence includes doctrines, principles, theories, concepts. Law is a body of enforceable rules governing relationship among individuals and between individuals and their society. So this law is applicable for the society. So societal needs, wants, demands, it has to be fulfilled by the state, and that's why there is relationship between the law and morality. There is a relationship between the directive principles and fundamental rights under the Indian Constitution, because to fulfill the rights there is duty on the state to provide and protect citizens' rights. Now we'll talk about the next part, that is natural law. The theory of natural law, this is one idea that human laws came from eternal and unchangeable principles that regulates the world. Then we become aware of these natural laws through reasons. They do not have to be legislated. Like a mother takes care of her newborn child, that we would help those in need. There does exist a moral imperative in the law. Natural law, a system of universal moral and ethical principles that are inherent in human nature and that people can discover by using their natural intelligence. That is, murder is wrong. Parents are responsible for the act of their minor children, etc. So these are the examples. Now we'll talk about positive law. Law is a body of rules formulated by the state that the citizens are obliged to follow for the good of the state. For example, traffic laws. We need to follow that. Paying taxes. We need to pay the tax. Not parking in a designated fire route. So all these we need to follow the rules and regulations. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, they all are propounders of natural law theory. All believe that the law has a moral imperative. And if we talk about the positive law, it is man-made law. So we need to understand that the positive law is man-made law. Law is made by men for men. But the natural law is derived from the natural principle, natural rules. For example, dignity consists not in possessing honor, but in the consciousness that we deserve them, according to Aristotle. Saint Thomas Aquinas, he is also on the view of divine positive law and human positive law. This needs to understand carefully. Then there is another jurist, Jerome Bentham or Jeremy Bentham. Bentham believes that maximum happiness with minimum friction. Bentham believes that when left to our own devices, why try to achieve maximum pleasure and happiness in our life? He says that when there is happiness, then only the life will be fruitful. So we need to fulfill the needs of the society carefully. But at the same time, we need to understand the positivism also. John Austin, who said, law should be compulsorily separated from morality. Every law had to be obeyed, no matter what it is. So John Austin is very strict, and the person needs to follow superior authority. Feminist group is also there, but we'll talk about later. There is procedural justice and restraint of power also. Thanks.